just doing some little bit of maintenance here. Before we start. Post that there. Okay, that's good. That's sent. Hey, copy. I'm just doing some preliminary stuff before I start. I think he got that. I'm quiet. Let me turn that. Is that better? I raised up my microphone. Okay. Well, let me know if it needs to be louder. I'm also talking a little, well, I'm talking loud now, but I'm getting over being sick. I have a sore throat. So I can always raise that up a bit. Let's. Yeah, I'm getting better. My throat's not as sore, and I don't have the sinus headache and pressure like I used to. I've been sucking on cough drops, hot tea. Oh my God. My mom turned me on to this really good tea, and she's a follower, so I don't know if she's actually watching right now. But I know we're not supposed to show brands in here, but it's a brand called Harney and Sons, and the flavor is called Gingerbread Festival. It doesn't taste like gingerbread because I hate gingerbread, like gingerbread cookies and bread and actual bread. I hate gingerbread, but it's got ginger in it and cinnamon and molasses and like vanilla and cloves. And I would show you the tin, but again, we can't show that on Twitch. But it comes in the cute little they're actually little silk bags. And smells so good. Like when this is almost empty, there's only 4 more in here, but we got plenty more downstairs. I'm keeping the tin. Oh, don't want to show it on cam, just because it smells so wonderful and it tastes so good too. Yeah, Bigelow's good, and I like Twining's Darjeeling tea. I love Darjeeling. That's like one of my favorites. It's a very mellow, um, not real heavy tea. What's that? Let me move my keyboard out of the way because I don't think we're going to need that right now. Okay. Oops, let me reposition some things. Okay, welcome everybody. And last week we made. Oh, let me switch over. Last week we made this ornament on stream. Okay. Which that is the same style. It's a finished one. I didn't put any other embellishments on this. Tonight we've got 2 ornaments. And you can see in the upper right hand corner, we're doing a similar technique to these, but I got some styrofoam egg shapes, and we're going to make a pine cone ornament. Put that to the side. What we're going to start out with is squares of fabric again. Now these squares were cut for the 3-inch balls. These squares are too big. These are about roughly 2.5 inches square, and I need them to be about 2 inches square. So we're going to do some cutting here. Get the ruler. We have enough room for everything on my desk, and this will give everybody a chance to come in as I'm cutting fabric. And everybody, feel free to say hi in the chat. I should have prepped this ahead of time, but I was doing other things earlier today, getting ready for the stream. So those are the two fabrics we're going to use. We're going to use this green one that's kind of got reindeer and snowflake and other things on it, and then this plaid color. Hey, Clay Miko, I know who you are. Welcome to the stream. Anybody new, if they want to, feel free to follow. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to say this up front. I'm also going to say it when we close tonight. In the description or somewhere below, there's links to my YouTube page, my Twitter, and my Instagram. Um, I'm not really used to Twitter and Instagram. I don't. I I'm a Gen Xer, and we don't really use Twitter that much. I mean, they do, but I guess I'm old. Hey, Grammy. This is weird. For everybody who's here, Graham is my mother. She's the one told me about the tea. Okay, so we're just gonna be cutting these down to about 2 inches, roughly 2 inches. They don't have to be exactly 2 inches. Oh, Grammy or Mom, Clay Miko. That's Jamie. What secret is out? Oh, that you're my mother. Oh well, if that wasn't supposed to be disclosed. We're gonna trim a bunch of these. The pine cone ornament takes a little bit more than the quilted one. Um, Last week I had the chat pick the fabrics that would I be use on the ornament. This week, my one friend who actually was one who actually got me tried to get me to stream. Unfortunately, he's not able to be in the chat this evening because he has his work schedule and everything. But I had him pick the fabrics. So, Jamie, how are you feeling? And how is Mike feeling? Oh, you don't know what that is? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. As many times as you've been to my house and you've been in my mother's sewing room, you don't know what this is? That's a rotary cutter. It's a quick, fast way to cut fabric, and you need one of these mats because you don't want to be doing that on your really good table. Not that this tabletop is good, but yeah, it's like a pizza cutter, but not for pizza. Okay, that's enough of those to start with, and now I'm going to do some of these. The main color is going to be the green, and the accent color is going to be the plaid, even though I really like this plaid. But I asked him, I gave him like 7 fabrics to pick, and I said, which one do you, out of those, which ones do you like? One to be a primary and one to be a secondary. And he chose the green to be the primary and the plaid to be the secondary. I'm going to cut you more, and then we'll get started on making the ornament. Yeah, I do too. I mean, see here on the ornament, the white here with the holly, that is the primary. So there's more of that, and then the red is the secondary. Did I'll ask you guys, did you want to switch it for the plaid to be the main thing and the green to be the secondary? Do you want this more green or more red and green? Plaid is main. Welcome, Rowan. Yeah, we're good. Well, if it's plaid is main, I'll put some more plaid. I never, I didn't really count how many pieces I need for this, but it definitely is. Is that a hint at anything? If I'm a candidate to receive the ornament as a gift, I like how that's worded. Uh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know you. Okay, we're gonna put the ruler away for right now. So I lost my egg. Okay, let's put that to the side. Leave that right now. Move my little scraps away. Yeah. Well, Daniel's not here because he chose the fabrics and he chose that as primary and that as secondary. So he's not here to object. So tough. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, it doesn't really matter which one we do first. What we're going to do first is we're going to work at the tip. Oh, shush, Taurus Dragon. So we're going to, when we build this, okay. We're going to work at the narrow end of the egg. And when we build it, we work up to the top. That way, so when it hangs, it'll look like a pine cone. Now, I guess you could do this a different way, maybe. I've seen, actually, no. Yeah, you could do it a different way, possibly. I've seen it, and where they do it the opposite way, or they display it the opposite way. If you're using pastels, you could do an Easter decoration. Well, but this is not Easter time. And who has an Easter tree? But okay, we're gonna take our fabric here, and we're gonna fold it in half, finger press it, and then fold it in half again. So you're folding it in quarters. Okay. And all we're doing is we're finding the center of that piece of fabric. And this lighting and my eyesight is kind of difficult, but it doesn't have to be exact, but get close. And you're going to put the pin in from the right side. That's the correct side. That's the back of the fabric. You're going to put it in from the pretty side, and you're going to find the tip of the small end of the egg, and you're going to put that pin right in the tip and push the pin into the styrofoam. And this type of styrofoam is the same type of ball that was used for this. It's the smooth type of styrofoam, not the porous, scratchy, rough ones. Okay. So now you got a piece of fabric on top of an egg. Oh, I should have said the other thing you're gonna need is lots of straight pins, just like you needed for that. So you're gonna smooth down the fabric, and at each corner you're gonna put a pin. Stop it. So you're gonna put a pin on one corner, and then it works best to go across and put it into the other corner, and then smooth it up. You're not going to get all of the folds and wrinkles out of it because it's a flat piece trying to go onto an egg, but that's okay. You're gonna most of that's all going to get hidden. This is just to secure it down. This is going to be the bottom of our ornament. Okay, so you've pinned it down on all four corners. What I was using last week to support the ornament was a coffee mug, but this is much smaller around than a coffee mug. So I'm going to put it in my pins. So then you're going to take your other fabric, and this fabric does not have a right or a wrong side to it. You're going to fold it in half. So you're going to fold it in half one way, and then you're going to fold it in half the other way. And if you hold it so this is a fold edge and that's a fold edge, the edges closest to me are the raw edges for when I cut it. And then on one side, it'll open like a book. It doesn't matter left or right. It's just easier to keep it consistent if it's always on the left or always on the right. So you're going to take that folded up piece of fabric and you're going to lay it on top of your egg. It's up to you how far you want it. If you want a lot of this to show, then you're going to put it closer. If you want more of that fabric to show, you're going to put it further away. It's all up to you. I'm going to go right about there roughly. Get a pin. And the side I have that's open, the little flappy open piece, it's going to be on the left. So I'm going to put a pin in all of those folded up pieces of fabric, and I don't know if you can see because the lighting, on the left hand side, and push it all the way in and secure it. So I put the pin right there. Use sandpaper and plastic eggs, then hot glue them. Why are we sandpapering plastic eggs and hot gluing them together? Okay. Okay. So we have the first one done. Then we're going to fold the next piece of fabric. And you're going to be folding this fabric the exact same way. Ah. Yeah, but that's messy and you burn your fingers and all of that. So the second one, you're going to align that point, again, the folded edges. So there's a fold edge here and a fold edge here. You're going to align it about the same distance from that center that you did the first one, but you're going to overlap it with the previous piece you put on. And you don't got to get exact, you got to get close. And you're going to put your pin on the left hand side, and this time it's going through the piece you're putting on and the piece you previously put on. Push it in. I'm going to need a little thing to help push the pins in, because then the head of the pin will make my thumb sore. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to work your way around. And you're just folding and folding. And you do the exact same thing. You're lining up approximate. You don't got to measure, because it's going to be hanging on a Christmas tree and nobody's really going to be paying that much attention. So we've got 3 on there, and they're overlapping each other. And do another one, and we're working our way around. And we're roughly going the same distance from that center pin. And I don't know if you could see it, the center pin's right there. Pick the pin up. Put it through. Here we go. Even though this is a smaller piece of styrofoam, it's going to use a lot more fabric than this does, because they're going to overlap a whole lot more. Because you're going to want a full looking pine cone. You don't want a sad, raggedy looking pine cone. Work your way around. And now we're getting near the beginning, and I think we have room for one more. Yep. I think I did 6 on that one. Yeah. Yes, Raggedy Pinecone by Mattel. Line this up, and now this is going to overlap the last one you did, which is here, and the first one. And this time, I can get the pin. I'm going to pin it on the left, and then you're also going to pin it on the right to secure it. You could lift up that pin that's holding the first one down, but I'm not doing all that. So that's one round around. Now we're going to get one of our secondary fabrics and we're going to fold it the same way. Again, the open part, like a book, is to the left. And we're going to place it in between two of the first ones, but a little bit further down because they're going to be staggered like a pine cone. I don't know if that's showing up. The fabric is kind of dark, but you can kind of see how it's between these 2 points. Secure it on the left. If I can get the pin in there. Why isn't that going through? Oh, because that pin doesn't really have a point on it. Yeah, that pin is dull. And I'm just using the back end of a pair of tweezers to push the head of the pin in. Okay, that's a secondary. So we're not going to have as many of those. Oh, I need more than that. See here, the red is the secondary, so they're going to be scattered throughout. So usually roughly one per row, maybe two per row, just to add a little extra color in there to kind of change it up. Well, I've got a light above on the left and a light to the right and above. So we're going to fold it in half and fold it in half again. Oops. And the same thing, we're going to overlap. We're going to put it over top of the last piece we did. But that point is kind of in between the two from the previous row. We're just building row upon row. And each time we're pinning it on the left. So what is everybody's plans for the holidays that are coming up? Real soon. They'll be here before we know it. If I can find a pin without impaling myself. Do another one of the plaids. And right here, that point isn't exactly in between the two from the previous row. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be exact. Well, knowing your sister, good luck with that one. Okay. I've done 3 of the plaid. Let's do another green to kind of break it up a little bit, add some interest to the other side. You're welcome. Oh, and just like last week we had 2 ornaments. Well, we're having 2 ornaments also this week. So stay tuned, because once we get this one done, we'll do the next one. And I really like the next ornament. The next one I have in planned, or next one I'm going to show. And the next one is super easy to make. Grammy, you know that you know her sister. There's no telling her sister what to do. Okay. Where did I wait? Where did I start? Oh, I started with the wait, wait, wait. Oh, I completed a row. I got to talking. I forgot. Didn't realize where I was. Okay, we kind of completed a row. Okay, so you can see how it's starting to form a pine cone shape. We get the base because of the egg, but then these little points are the little parts of the pine cone that open up. Okay. Gonna get another of our secondary. Usually I start with a secondary to start a row, so they're not all lined up against each other because you don't want it to look like that. Well, I've got a green one here and a green one there. I'm gonna put a green one on this side. And you kind of place it wherever you think it should fit. Place it there. That. You just work your way around, and the more you add, the bigger as you go up, you're gonna have more because it's a bigger round egg. I wonder if I need any more fabric cut. You know what? I think you guys are right that the plaid would be a better primary. Trying to get a pin out of this box without jamming it through my thumb. Okay. So I've got a green there. Should have put a green over here. Well, that's okay. I'll just continue with the plaid. That row is only going to get one green. You just keep layering and layering and layering. I like these ornaments because there's no glue. There's no sewing involved. To the last one for this row. So we'll be done row 3. Kind of, kind of over. Now we're gonna have to put 2 in here because they're not gonna overlap the right way. Yeah, I think we are gonna have to cut some more fabric here in a minute. Okay, that's what we have so far. It actually kind of looks like an artichoke. And we're going to get one of our secondary colors. And we're going to find a spot to put it. So we got a green, and a green. Let's go right about, let's see. We're going to put it right about there. It keeps rolling away. Adding a secondary one in there to add some green. Oh, there's no pin there. There was a thread. Thought I was trying to pick up a pin. Maybe two more of the. Oh. My last two of the plaid, but I got more that I can cut down. Yep. And it goes pretty quick. Okay, so that's what? One, two, three. That's 4 rows so far. I need to cut more fabric. Set that there. Roller back out. Rotary cutter. I mean, you can change it to whatever types of fabrics you want. You can get ones that've got like metallic in them. You can make it more elegant. This one's a little more rustic and um, kind of country. Not really country, but can pretty much change the look of it with whatever fabrics or extra things. Like here, this is just a simple, really thin ribbon as a bow. You could do um, like artificial holly or mistletoe or even if the pine cone, little pieces of artificial pine. You can put beads and sequins and all different things on them. We got more cut, so we can make our next row. See, we're getting near the top. We're gonna need, wait, 1, 2, 3, 8 or 9 rows altogether. So we've got 4 done. Believe it or not, we can get a lot more on there. Like I did with the other rows, I start with a green. Same. Do I want to know? You talking about me? Oh, why, thank you. There's somebody behind me? I have an idea what we're going to use to hang this with. I have a perfect idea. Shh. There's going to be 2 greens near each other, but that's okay. Oh, well, I'm not sending out cards this year. Sorry. And it's just not you. It's nobody got cards this year. But I'll keep that in mind. You're going to? Yeah, you've moved a lot in the years I've known you. I mean, if you would like one, then I'll get a piece of construction paper and draw you a picture. And you come over and I'll hand it to you. Okay, we made another row. See, it's coming along. Having your nephew. How many people live with you now? Oh, yeah, no problem. Okay, we're going to start. Oh, oh, yeah. I was confusing you with all the dogs you have. So we're building up more. We're covering up more and more of the egg. Wait, 6.5. How do you have half a dog? That work. Okay, it's still a whole dog. Unless you've got some weird stuff going on over there. No, you broke your own brain. I could say something, but I don't want to be mean, not mean. I don't want to single you out and point you out to people that you don't know. So I'm not going to say a story. Yeah, I'm confused because you said you have half a dog. Okay. One more for this row. We're getting closer and closer. No, it's not the story of a lovely lady. It's a story of something else. Okay. So we're getting really close to the top. It's a little bit lopsided to one side, but that's fine. I mean, it's all going to look okay. Uh, we're going to put a couple more. I'm just going to fill in here where. Okay. That dog. Okay. It's a story about a dog in our neighborhood growing up. The dog's name was Half Pint. You would get that for her. Okay. The story of Half Pint. There was a dog in the neighborhood. Dog lived forever. It was not our dog, and it would walk around the neighborhood and free. Like it would walk by itself, no owners around, and it would walk on the sidewalk. Like it came to a corner and didn't cross through the yard. He, she, I don't know what the gender was. It would walk down the sidewalk and get to the corner and actually turn the sidewalk like a person does and keep walking. And we'd be out or whatever, and Half Pint go by like, "Hi, Half Pint," and it'd be it's this little terrier dog, and it would just walk by and look at you and then keep going. Yeah, I'm not making it up. Okay. The more and more you do this, near the top, you're gonna have a lot of bulk. So I'm getting kind of near the end of this one part, and then we will. That's not the fabric I wanted. I'll show you how to put the last couple pieces on, and I'm kind of just same thing, roughly eyeballing where it should go. Then we had another neighbor, and me and mom were just talking about this the other week. I vaguely remember the peoples, and I don't remember what the dog looked like. And they had a dog, and it was named Free. And the dog would get out or whatever, and call the dog in, and she would stand on the front porch and go, "Free, free." Honest to God. Okay. we've covered up most of it. And this is kind of ugly looking, but whatever we put on top is going to help dress it up. But before we get there, we're going to take a couple more pieces. We're going to start with, I don't know, maybe she was giving something away for free. So now we're going to get 4 pieces, and I'm going to do 3 of our main and 1 of our secondary. And I'm just going to, if that's the center of the end of the egg, and we have a folded side and a folded side, so the cut edges are closest to me. I'm going to put the point of that cut edge as close to that center as possible. And then I'm going to grab a pin and pin it on the left like we've always been doing. So there's one. Prep the next one. And then this time, we're not going to really overlap. We're going to overlap them somewhat, but they're going to be side by side like this. You're going to put your pin there, kind of going through both of them. Oh, I got to realign that. This is, we're starting to make it look a little bit nicer. So that's 2 for this last section. There's, well, the last part, you're going to have that one, and then 2 more. And it's going to, you're basically making a square. So you have this piece, and this piece. And we're going to have the last one fill in. And this one's going to go right in there. Just complete the square with those 4 pieces of fabric. And then we're going to attach the last pin on the other side to do that. And then we're going to do 4 more. Start with our green. Get some pins. And now this time, we're going to place the cut edge of our square in the center, but our folded edge along that's showing up. We've got this square here on the top formed by these 4 pieces of fabric. So when we fold our next piece, the point of that, the folded point that's here, will go right about there. The red. Almost done this. Put the next piece in. With the pin to secure it. We got 2 more pieces of fabric, and then we will do the hanger and then some embellishments. Put the next piece on. This is our last square. Wow, I really used up that plaid fabric. Then pin in. we're going to pin that. So that's our finished pine cone. This is our top. It looks a lot better than it did, but it's still not the most attractive. What we're going to do with that, excuse me, I think since this is a little more rustic looking, we're going to use some twine. So I'm just going to get a piece roughly the size for a hanger for it. My scissors. That's going to be our hanger. Then let's see if there's some cut up pieces, if that's going to be enough. Yeah, that should be enough. So I've got some long pieces that are already cut off this thing of twine. How many do I have? I got, what, 3? And we're just going to start wrapping them. And we're just making a very loose bow, similar to that type of bow. Real easy, nothing ornate. I do want to get a small piece of twine. So we're going to use the tire bow. So we're just looping this back and forth, back and forth. This is actually going to be a bit of a full bow. I'll use the whole thing. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so that's going to be our bow. And then this scrap here, we're going to put in the center. And we're going to tie it up. And then we're just going to put another knot. Got some loose ends, which is fine. Try to fluff this up. I don't know how well we're going to do that. It'll work. And then with our hanger piece, I'm going to fold it in half and just do a simple overhand knot on the end. Like that. Cut off our little end. Get some pins. I'm going to carefully put the pin through that knot that I just tied. This may or may not work with just a pin. I might have to glue the bow on top because it's thicker. So we're going to put our bow on the top. Let's see. And I'm going to pin the hanger piece that I have here right through the strands of that bow. Yeah, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to probably get the glue gun. I'm not going to use the glue gun right now for that. You're going to put another pin in it. And actually probably pin the bow itself into the egg. Do one on that side. And there we have our finished ornament. Now, you can see here and there, well, can't really see, well, you can see some. You might see some pins. If that bothers you, then you can always take a bead or something, take the pin out, and then put slips like a bead or, I don't know, any little thing that you can slip on the pin and then put it back to help hide it. But the bow's a little kind of, I'm not happy with the bow, but I can always redo that. That's easy to do. So that's your pinecone ornament. So see how different they look? This one's looks a little more quote unquote traditional, and that one looks a little more rustic. Okay. Now we are going to change gears. You know, I'm not doing this on purpose, but last week I streamed for about 2 hours, and each ornament took about an hour, and that ornament took about an hour. So now we are going to make a gnome. This is super, super, super easy. What we're going to do, we're going to need either a paper towel or a toilet paper roll, either one. And I've got to get my Sharpie. We're going to mark roughly an inch or so. I'm just going to mark it. Okay, I guess this is a gnome crowd. Okay, well, if y'all love gnomes, okay, Jamie, you can make these. I'm not just not like putting you down or anything. I'm just saying these are super, 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 super easy. So, you mark your tube about an inch. Oh God. And then you just cut where you marked. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna make the hat. And this is where audience participation comes in. We get to pick some colors. So this one here, his hat was done with this yarn. It's a variegated yarn, and I like the colors that were in it. And I whipped this up today in like no time. So we could do all one solid color. We can mix colors. We've got a yarn here that's got blue and white if you want a blue and white. Oh, here we go with all the gnome puns. Um, oh, I have other yarn for beard. I have other yarns for beard. So we have these. If there's a color that's not here, any color you want. So if I'm gonna let you guys choose. I'm not high enough ranking in Twitch to do a poll. So you guys choose what his hat should look like. One of these or another color. I have, you name it, I've got a color for it. If you want to do, so you wanted a blue and white beard? Okay, I've got other ones for beards. Like, I got gray for beard. I've got this fuzzy beard-like yarn. I've got this gray, which is different than this gray. There's slight differences. I've got this white, which is different. These are the ones I have that I thought would be a good beard color. I've got a black here, which may or may not work. So we're picking the hat first. Fuzzy white. So, okay. We want this white or that white. One or two. One or two. For the beard. We have a two. Two. This one here, 2, and not 1. I, we're not doing a chartreuse beard. Okay, so that's his beard color. Okay, so what color hat? We need to do the hat first. We want to do red, or hear me out. We could do red and white like a candy cane. We can do red and green. You don't have to do just one. We can do multiples. We have a orange beard. I don't really have that many orange yarn. I tried looking for it, but yeah, I have very little orange yarn. I actually need orange yarn. You like the red and the green? Hey, North Fairy. No, no beer, no beer. I've got watered down Dr. Pepper. Okay, we've got. We're not making a Halloween gnome. If it was Halloween, we'd make a Halloween. So we're gonna do a red and green hat, and we're gonna do that for his beard. I think. What? What? The green looks sad. Okay, I've had enough of you. Oh, happy green. Is this Bob Ross? Okay. So for the hat, we're going to need something that's about 6 inches wide, which this roller is 6 inches wide. We're going to take our yarn and roughly 20 ish, 20, 25 wraps around. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20, 25. Okay. So we wrapped it around 25 times. And then what we're going to do, carefully with our scissors, we're going to cut the ends. So we've got about 25 strands, about a foot long. We're going to do the same thing with the sad green that somebody doesn't like. I can tell you're feeling better. Okay. Now, where did my ball of yarn go? My ruler fell down. Okay. So we've got our strands of red and our strands of green, and we've got our ring. So we're going to take one strand, we're going to fold it in half, and we're going to put the loop part through the ring. Okay, Supernatural. Thank you for stopping by. You're going to put the loop through the ring and you're going to put your tails through the loop and snug it up. Since we're doing a striped one, we're going to do the sad green and put it through. Put the tails through the loop. Pull it through. And we're just going to keep doing this until we go all the way around. You're going to line them up side by side. You don't want them on top of each other. Okay, instead of sad green, if it's like Bob Ross, we can call it sap green. Is that better? He's the one who's he's the one who said sad green. And that's a little bit darker than sage. This is closer to an olivey green. So we're just gonna keep adding these. Viridian. Wow, big word. True. I have a friend. He's a quilter. Mom knows him. And this was, when was this? Back in the spring? Or was it last year or whatever? He came over and was talking with us, and Mom let him go through her button collection because he was making some type of shirt that he got this fabric that he really liked or whatever. And he kept using the word, and Jamie's gonna laugh because Jamie's gonna, when she hears this word, she's gonna think of something because I know her. My friend John kept saying aubergine, aubergine. We're like, whatever. Later on, I was like, enough with this grape shit. It's purple. They only want to know about touchdowns and injuries. And I happen to be wearing an aubergine shirt. Aubergine. Aubergine technically means eggplant, but it's a color. It's a shade of purple. Pretty close to what I'm wearing. Yes. Okay. Yes, it is the French word for eggplant, which is a purple color. But yeah, John kept saying that he got this fabric that was this really pretty aubergine fabric. I'm really like, oh, okay. But I was like, yeah, enough with this aubergine. Not, not, not Jolene. Actually, that's funny because Dolly was in Still Magnolias. Applebee's. Um, None of my mods are in here. Can somebody kick Norfairy out? He mentioned Applebee's. Ugh, we don't do Applebee's. Hey, Miko, talk to him. Doesn't he know that your car only knows two restaurants? Your car knows Cheesecake Factory and Red Hot and Blue. Those are the only restaurants your car knows how to go to. Oh, I said Red Hot and Blue. Norfairy is going to be all excited because that's one of his favorite restaurants. It's one of mine too. Well, Disney World is not a restaurant. I mean, there are restaurants there, but it's not just a restaurant. What's wrong with Cheesecake Factory? I want to say something. I don't want Taurus Dragon to get upset with me. But they have other things there besides cheesecake. I don't like cheese. The I don't like Cheesecake Factory's desserts anymore because they took mine away. I have lost control of my stream. Oh God! Now I should. I knew she was going to chime in with her key lime. I'm over here just dealing with my sad green. Um, Taurus Dragon. Um, watch what we're talking about in here. I got close friends and family members. Wow, not that type of stream, Taurus Dragon. God, don't cross the streams. Wait, Mandy. Wait, Mandy's Godiva. What do you mean? What about Mandy's Godiva? Oh, that or she gets the Adams. I think the Adams peanut butter. My stepfather gets the Godiva too. And that little piece of chocolate that's wrapped up in like the little foil, he saves it. And by the time we go and get more, the next time we go to Cheesecake Factory and I bring home a slice, he still has the chocolate from the previous time. Ed and Lorraine Warren. Who are Ed and Lorraine? Okay. The rate I'm going, it's probably gonna take me the rest of the hour to make this hat and deal with weirdos in my chat. No, we're almost done the hat. Again, we're just looping it through. Where what? Looping it through, putting the tails through the loop, and pulling it tight. When you pull it tight in here, you don't want to pull it too tight that it crushes the cardboard. The cardboard just giving it some structure. Couple more strands, and this part will be done, and then we'll go to the next part of the hat. Put this one in, and then one green, one sad green, and then we're going to do the next part. Get it all even. And then we're going to pick a red, one extra strand of red. So then we've got them all the way around. This is going to be the brim of the hat. Then all of these tails, we're going to push them through the ring. Get them all through and kind of go in through there. And then we got our string here. We're going to use this to tie it. And we're going to place those strings on top of it. And we're going to tie it tight. And this is where if you want a taller hat, you can cut your string longer to make a taller, floppier hat. I'm going to do it right about there. And I'm going to flip it over and just tie those strands one more time, just to be really secure. And then you gather it all like that, and you take your scissors, cut your long tails, and then kind of give it a bit of a haircut. Okay, there's your hat. Actually, if you wanted to, you can just make that and put a hanger on it, and that could be an ornament by itself. Just do hats. But we're going to make our gnome. Now, we're going to get our beard yarn. And we need something, and I'm going to say something, and there's going to be some people in the chat that are going to make a little snickering comment. Makes an adult. You need a piece of cardboard big enough around your head. Um, No, I can make a real hat. Okay. So, check something. So, I'm going to get the comments now. For this, we need something about 7 inches long. This, for the hat, was 6. We need something that's about 7 inches. And I'm not going to show the name, but this is an old novel that actually was this one that we had in school and I didn't return. Could be. So then you're going to wrap, it's Animal Farm, but anyway, you're going to wrap it around about, okay, we're not talking about that. You're going to wrap it about 40 to 50 times. Copy. These are super easy to make. So you got yarn, get some yarn, save your paper towel, toilet paper rolls, and then a couple little extra other little things, and then you can make gnomes everywhere. Okay. I'm trying not to show the name of it because we're not really supposed to show product names. I don't think this would really count, but still. So we're going to wrap this about 40 times. 2, 3. Can we change the topic with the chat, people? Okay. I've gone around it for about 50 times, and I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to get another strand about that long. And now, carefully, we're going to remove that from there. So we got all of this built up. We're going to take our extra strand, place it underneath, and we're going to tie it in the center real tight. Flip it, tie it again, and what the heck, flip it and tie it one more time. Okay. Now, all those loops, because you wrapped it around the book, all those loops, you're going to sit here and you're going to cut them. And there might be some hiding. And then cut them. So you've cut all the loops. Okay. Now, what I need to get going over here is I am going to get glue gun out. So we're going to plug that in. Y'all need to behave. So I'm going to let that heat up. I'm going to go with glue stick. Move this out of the way. Okay. So we've got our hat. We've got our beard. Oh, the other thing I'm going to need is some of my twine. And we're going to cut a length or so. You're basically going to make however long you want your hanger to be. Now, this is the little part that's not the most fun. But I'm going to try to string twins. So I'm going to try to thread the twine through this plastic needle. And we're going to put the needle in through the center of the hat and up through there. But the other end, we're going to do a simple little overhand knot. Taurus dragon. Everybody. So we did a little simple overhand knot on that end. We're going to pull this through and we're going to go back into the center. Pull it through, but not all the way through. Take it off of the needle and do another overhand knot. If I can. Okay. And then carefully pull up the twine. Just so those two overhand knots are now up here. They're not down there, they're up here. So you could just do that. Like I said, hang that on the tree, and that could be your ornament. Got the hanger part done. Some people will fill this with like polyfill or cotton ball or whatever. It could give some body, but there's enough yarn in there. I think it's fine. And then the next step we need to do is we got choice. Now, we're going to make his nose. Now, keep in mind, this is what he's going to look like. So it's got red and green, red and sad green, and this white. We could do a wooden one. Okay, the blue star, not for his nose, maybe as an embellishment on his hat, but not for his nose. You want a round nose. We can do that. He can have a big red honker. We can do. Where's the button? Do a black button nose. We got a more of a brown one. We've got this here is kind of like a pointed nose. There's that one. What else do we got? Those are other things not for noses. Well, I don't think you want to have. Where's the star go? Where did it go? I lost the star. Now nobody can have it. Does anybody see the star? I'm losing it. Literally, I've lost it. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So, do we want the big honking red nose? Did we want? I don't think a wooden nose. I mean, a wooden would be cute, but do a black one. Can do. That's like a pointed witch's nose. The big honking red one. Okay. Is that what everybody is thinking? Okay. And then we have the red one, and then we have the wood. No, nor fairy. We're not using that word. We can do the blue star in the hat, or we can do a Christmas tree. The Christmas tree is going to blend in. Oh, those leaves I don't like. That's not going to work. We also have. Stop! Everybody stop! Oh, I'm trying to have a serious stream. I should know better with the people that I invited to it. We also have a bell. If we want, we can put a bell hanging from his beard. That's something we can add later. Like a red one or a gold one. I think a red one might look. Okay. So it's down to the goddess, god it, the goodish. What? Looks like a sun. That? That's gonna be super tiny. Okay. Oh, we've also got a brown nose. Okay. We've got two for the wood and two for the red. Those are our choices. Copy and Mom want the wood. And who wanted the red? Okay, we got another red. We got two reds. Keep in mind, that guy had like a orangish red. So we have a. Okay, you know what? We'll put we'll put one on the front, one on the back. No, we're not doing. He's not gonna have two noses. Mhm. You know what? He's not getting. They don't have eyes. You know what? I agree with the people who want the wood one. Sorry. Oh, a red button. There's too much red in his hat. And like the green's not going to work. But you said maybe that in his hat. Well, my hand's in the way. You said maybe that in the hat. That could work. Okay. Are we going to want a bell hanging from? We don't want a blue bell. We don't want a gold bell. I don't think. I think a red bell might work. Okay. Oh. Oh. Whoa. 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 Okay. We're gonna do the wood nose, and we're gonna do that on his hat. But also, what we could do on the hat. Let's see. What do I got here? Oop, we got some fake berries. I don't think the white's gonna work. Get some gold berries. I don't think silver's gonna work. No. The holly's too big. What's in there? I don't even know what that is. Yeah, but the holly leaf, even if I cut one off, it's bigger than the hat. I mean, if even if I trim it down, it's gonna look weird. If I had smaller holly. Actually. See, that's why I need a chat for some help. And then the wood on the button on the, like at the bottom maybe, or off to one side. I don't have any green felt. I don't have any felt. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's okay. Our glue gun is hot now. So we're gonna take our beard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Take our beard. That's where we tied it in the center. We're gonna fold it kind of in half. That's where we tied it. We're gonna take and put. I need another glue stick. Put a bunch of glue on there. And then we're gonna stick it up in the hat. And then on the sides, you're gonna put a little in there. Slower? What? Slower? And we're not gonna glue right here yet, because that's where the wood bead will go for his nose. Just getting the sides and the back. Then he's got a hole on the back of his nose. So we're going to have to do it around the edge there and stick it in. And kind of put it real close to that brim of the hat. And glue is hot in your fingers, so be careful. And then put a little bit of glue right there where it meets the hat. Move it around. What are you giggling about? Now we're going to add the holly and the berries and the button. I need some light so I can see. So that's where that is. So do we want, oh, try to hold the button. Do we want it, we don't want it right over his nose. Maybe off to the side, like that. Somewhere around there. Because it's over his nose. Looks like he's got like a cyclops. You want on the other side? This side here? Okay. Not off to the side, it doesn't. Okay. Now, where's my yarn? Gonna get a length of yarn, beard yarn. I'm gonna thread it through this bell. While we're here, we're gonna kind of fluff out his beard, and he needs a little bit of a trim. You can trim it as much or as little as you want, but some of those are just a little long. I've seen some people where they'll take a couple of them here and trim the mustache. He's not getting a trimmed mustache. Bigger wood on there on the other side. The other ones might be too big. Yeah, I don't like it on the other side. Yeah, they're gonna be too big. And we're gonna try to see how long we want this to be. We don't want it to be real long. We just want to be right under, actually probably right in line. I don't have a smaller wooden button. I have some, but I have to probably look through all of my buttons. We're going to put that so the bell is going to be right at the end of his beard. Do a little overhand knot. The right length. I'm just going to do some little bit of hot glue in here. That's what the popsicle stick is for, to move it into place. Okay. Well, technically that's not trademarked, but you all can do that. I can't sing, because if I get sing, I'm gonna get flagged. We're just gonna fluff his beard out, remove some of the oh, I can sing off key all right. Remove some of the strands of hot glue. Glue. It's not the copyright laws, it's Twitch's rules. Um, Taurus Dragon, I've heard you sing, and you're right. It's scary. Oh, let's unplug that and then move that with camera. And there. So we've got our gnome with the red and sad green hat and our pine cone. And actually, they both kind of would work together on the same tree. Mm. And let me bring back. Actually, I need to get to my controls. Wait a minute. Why can't. I'm trying to figure out controls for this. I can't. I'm trying to zoom out. Oh, maybe that. Okay. Can't. I'm just checking something. I don't know why I can't zoom. Okay. So we've got our gnome and our pine cone, and then our original gnome and original pine cone. Pine cone in between. Even you can make them. That out of my way. So before I end here, let's move this here. I can zoom that. Oof. So before I end for the night, thank everybody for coming in and tuning in and following if you've followed. If not, then you don't have to. I appreciate it. Um, if you want, down below is the links to my YouTube Twitch, and Instagram. As soon as I'm done the stream, like at all my other streams, they will be uploaded to YouTube because Twitch doesn't keep them on Twitch for long. So if you want to go back and review any of the previous streams, that's where they're at. Again, thank you everybody, and my next stream will be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Actually, no, I changed that. I think it's going to be at 4. That's a crochet um, stream, real basic stuff, and the my schedule's down below. That is probably going to change. I'm going to update, but next Saturday night I will be streaming at 8. More Christmas stuff. Saturdays are Christmas. So thank you everybody, and you have a good night.